Yes. All right. All right. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. Testa Rooney. All right. I think we're good. All right. As usual, if you want to skip to the 5-minute mark, we'll begin there. Just let everybody come in, get situated, all that good shit. I'll just keep finishing up notes. I know I was supposed to have music, but I didn't do it this time, so fucking sue me. Again, if you're just jumping on, jump to the 5-minute mark. We'll start there. If anybody is here, by all means, click on or click in. Just type something. Let me know you're here. Or I guess I'll be talking to myself. Testing, testing. All right. Zoo is here. What's up, Chief? I am just finishing writing up some shit. I actually have this show planned. Ha ha ha. So I have certain things I want to talk about this time. Have some fun with it tonight. Again, we'll start at the 5-minute mark. You want to go get some coffee, popcorn, chips, whatever. Hope you can hang around for the whole show. I don't know if I'll make it the whole hour tonight, but I'll try. We normally just wing it and go overtime, but we'll see how this shit works. Oh, man. Hope everybody's had a nice, safe, good weekend so far. All right, we have one here. Is anybody else here? I guess not. All right, so it's me and Zoo. Or Zukaton. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. Oh, man. All right, we'll stop in about a minute and some change. I think a lot of people hope Bernie Sanders wins. It's really interesting when you think about it. I mean, he actually could win if his supporters who actually gave a damn got out and voted like they should. but Hillary is too entrenched, and I think she's proven that bitch is willing to say anything to get elected, even if like she says something the exact opposite. 4 years ago or 8 years ago, she would do anything to win. So I don't know. It would be interesting. I would love to see him and Trump go at it. That would be just downright amazing. All right, I guess it's time. Hello, this is St. Patrick. Welcome to the Church of Fuck You. Tonight, I just want to talk about some things. I guess the title is going to be just what it is. Is it just me or ... And there's a lot of shit that goes on in this world, and there's a lot of things that I observe on a regular basis or a daily basis that I just wonder, am I the only one who thinks like this? Like, am I the only one who sees this shit for what it is? Or, I guess, think about life the way I do. And I'm assuming I'm not, obviously, because I have a lot of people who obviously come to the church, follow the church, watch the videos and comment and everything. And, generally they agree with me on most issues. So I'm obviously not the only one who thinks this way. But I just titled it this way just fucking because. So I'll start tonight. Try to ease into it a little bit, and then I'll just go full throttle. So like working wise, like is it just me or the person who works the least generally get paid the most? It is the most unfair shit I've ever ever even seen in my life. I don't understand the logic in it. I don't understand the reasoning behind it. But it always seems like the people who do the least amount of work get paid the most amount of money. And it's just fucking unfair. It's like normally you work for what you get, and now in like I guess corporate America, it's not even working for what you get. It's just as long as you have the title, you can just do absolute shit all day and get paid the most money. Which brings me to my next point about work. Is it just me, or is the person who does the least amount of work throughout the day is the first one to say that they're tired at the end of the day? Or, whoo, it's been a long fucking day. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad this day is over. And it's like, bitch, you didn't do shit all day. What the fuck you mean you're tired? Like, you literally did nothing. You're tired from doing nothing? Like, get the fuck out of here. Um, moving on. Is it just me, and I know I'm going to show my age a little bit, even though I'm not that old, but is it just me, or does it seem like the older you get, the less original the world becomes? And specifically looking at like movies and, say music and entertainment or whatever, even fashion, it's just like the world gets less and less original the older you get. And I actually started noticing this, and I wasn't even that old. I was like 25, 26 or whatever. A little bit older, like 28 or 29. And my daughter loved this new group that came out. Oh, it was the greatest group ever created. They were so amazing. And I started, obviously you got to listen to their songs, because if you are around a teenager or you're around any kind of child who loves their music, of course you got to listen to it because it's the greatest thing ever. And they literally were singing songs that was done 15 years before them. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh, look at the, listen to the lyrics, listen to the beat, and listen. And I'm like, the shit's already been done. And I actually started noticing that in movies and music and just everything, especially when it comes to music, especially when it comes to movies. Like, there's no more original ideas. And the very few original ideas that exist, they come on at 2 o'clock in the morning, on some bullshit channel, because no one wanted to see the, original idea. Everyone wanted to see the same copycat shit that came out 10 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever. And the shit is just maddening. I mean, how many fucking times are going to remake Spider-Man? Or how many times are going to, redo Superman? Or it's just like, get an original idea. Get something fucking new. Yes, the world's coming to an end again, and this time it's earthquakes instead of floods, or it's, tornadoes instead of, hurricanes, or it's just like, dude, come the fuck on. Can we please get something, have we just literally run out of ideas? Like, is there nothing else that we could possibly do? No other movie or no other, idea or topic or anything that you can come out with that actually has that is original, that hasn't been done 15 times over. Now I know there's a lot of movies, and eventually you're going to run out of ideas, and eventually you're going to run out of, new topics to cover. But how about covering it? Just do something different. For fuck's sakes, just do something different. They have literally made, and I might be exaggerating, but I might not, like 10 fucking Batman movies. 10, like at least 10. Can we do something just off the wall once in a while? Something completely out of the fucking blue. And do it well. Alright. Now, I guess I've warmed up a little bit, so now it's go time. Is it just me, or does the definition of a man change depending on who you talk to? Now, I know some people have their own versions of what a man's supposed to be and what they should be and shouldn't be and all this other jazz. But I find it so interesting how when you talk to different people, the word man or what a real man is changes completely depending on who you talk to. And if you're, I guess, a young boy growing up to be a man, it can be pretty fucking confusing trying to figure out what version of man you're supposed to be. Because, real men don't fight. Real men fight. Real men, take care of their responsibility. Real men have fun. Real men, it's just like it's all over the fucking map. Real men stay with their wives no matter what. I've heard that shit before. Real men never walk out on their wives, or real men never walk out on, the one that they love. And real men are supposed to be, real men should never hit a woman. If a woman is beating on them, they should just stand there and take it. And it's just like, okay, well, fucking planet you're on. And it's just like it all changes. It's all different depending on who you talk to. It's all different depending on, what version of the story you're hearing. And it's fucking maddening. It really fucking is. I would just like to get one universal definition. Real men do X, Y. Real men just have a penis. That's it. The end. We move on. And whatever else you want to fill in, because, if you live in one part of the country or one part of the world, a real man may do something. If you live in another part of the world, that man may do something different. But stop blanketing all men should act like the man that you feel, and this is mainly for women, who feel like, their men, feel like the men in their life should act certain ways. Stop blanketing the whole world by your definition of what a real man is. A real man is just himself. That we just leave it at that. That's what a real man is. A real man is a man who could be himself. Everything else, fuck what you say. What's up, Whiskey? Let me keep going. Now, this is where we're going to have a little fun with it. Is it just me, or is it the more the government fucks up, the more people want them to have control? Now, I'm going to be flat out honest with you. It's so fucking interesting to me how every time the government fucks up something, there are certain people in this world who feels like that's the reasoning or the logic behind them having more control over the situation. One of the things that I found, and this is a perfect example of, I don't know if everybody's what part of the world you're from, but in the U.S., there was a huge deal when it came to the VAMCs, the Veterans Hospitals. There was like the government it was so much bullshit going on. People were dying, waiting to get appointments. They were, faking like they had appointments. They were fixing the books. They were cooking the books. They pretty much was, denying, I don't know about denying treatment, but they were like postponing treatments. They were doing a whole rack of shady shit when it came to their health insurance and them getting health care and them getting health coverage. And there were certain people who came out and was like, see, that's why we should have a single payer system run by the government, is because it'll eliminate all this. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, seriously? Like, that's your logic? That's your thing? You want a government to run a healthcare system after the government has already proven that they can't run a fucking healthcare system? Like, can we please get any kind of perspective on this? Can we please get any kind of logic to this whole fucking situation? They fucked up. Like, they really fucked up. And the answer in some people's brain is to put them in charge of everyone. So you can't handle, so the government couldn't handle, say, like, the say the 5 to 10 or whatever it is, 20 million vets, they could not get them proper health care. They couldn't. Now, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them, they just could not give them proper health care at fucking all. It was not a, it wasn't even something that was made up. It wasn't something that was political. It was just a fucking fact. They just could not give them proper health care. So the answer to that huge fucking problem is to put them in charge of everyone's health care. Like, I just don't understand the logic of it. I don't get it. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't have universal health care. That's not my argument. My argument is I don't understand how you fuck up at something and they should put you in charge, and other people want to put you in charge of everything. I'm sorry. What's up, Simply Deep? But I don't understand the logic. And no other place and no other facet of the world would this even remotely make sense. Like, if you were an account manager and you fucked up one account, let's say you had 10 accounts and you fucked up 3 of them. Like, you fucked them up bad. You gave them piss poor customer service. You did a horrible job on 3 accounts. No one in their right mind would be like, you know what, he fucked up so bad, we should put him in charge of all of our accounts. Because they'll be like, if you can't handle these 3, or, we gave you 10 and you fucked up 3 of them, why would we give you more? Matter of fact, we're going to give you less until you can prove you can handle 10. No one would say, please give this guy all the accounts because our company's going to be great once he's fucking in charge. No, they would look at it like, you lost your fucking mind. This guy's sorry. So, I'm sorry. To me, it makes no fucking sense. But I just don't understand these people. And it's just me, is that it seems a little odd to me. It seems a little just, for lack of a better word, it seems dumb as shit, to be honest with you. It just seems flat out dumb for people to use fuck-ups as a reason to put the government in charge of every fucking thing. Okay, is it just me, or do the Republicans look at the Constitution like the fucking Bible? Now, I understand that this was founded back in 1774. I believe that's the year. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Fuck it. But I don't understand how people feel like something, a piece of paper that was written almost 250 years ago, is like the holy grail of everything that we're supposed to govern our lives on. It literally was written 200 something years ago. Why are we holding on to this, or why are they holding on to this? Like, everything that transpires now should go really, should be, I guess, how should I put this? It should govern our lives forever. Like, there could be updates, there could be changes, there could be modifications. Times have changed, technology has changed. Just, I don't think, the forefathers could see cell phones and drones and all this other shit. So it's like, again, I don't understand why they hold on to it like it's the Bible. I don't understand why they quote it like it's the Bible. I don't understand why they, put pressing issues and press issues and press needs of everything has to be around the Constitution. Now, I understand that, the Constitution was written as like for the people. I get that. I understand that completely. But again, it's certain. What's the old saying? A piece of whatever you write down, something becomes outdated and obsolete as soon as you write it down. As soon as you write it down. Now, we're still holding on to this fucking piece of paper from over 240 years ago. I don't understand why we're holding on to it like, again, it's the Bible. Now, I'm not saying we should do away with it. I'm not saying we should just get rid of it. I'm not saying that all this other shit. Believe me, I'm not saying that we should just eradicate it. I just don't understand the holy loyalty to a piece of paper that we can change if there seems to be a problem or if there's a reason to change it. That's it. That's my point. Is it just me, or do global warming alarmists sound a lot like religious nuts? Now, let me paint this in a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful light, in a wonderful, wonderful way. If you were to take an article about global warming and how it's going to be our doom, and you just change some words, say like if you took out, data and put in Bible, and if you just take out, like the Arctic melting or something like that and put it in, um, say like the Holy War, or I forgot what is the Revelations, and however you want to put it, however you want to word it. If you can change just a few words, literally their arguments or their stuff will be exactly the same. Everything that happens now is because of global warming. Everything except the shit that doesn't prove global warming, then that's just whatever. That's just the weather being weather. Now again, I'm not saying global warming is not existing. I'm not saying climate change doesn't exist. I just find it interesting that if you really pinpoint their arguments and listen to their arguments, everything is blamed on global warming. Just like if you look at some religious people, everything is blamed on God or everything is for God. And like literally every fucking thing. Anytime there's an earthquake, religious people come out, well, that was God telling the world to get themselves together. If there's an earthquake, that was the, Mother Nature telling us that global warming is real and we need to get our shit together. If there's a hurricane or a tornado, if there's a tornado, God sent that tornado to get all these sinners to get their head straight. If there's a tornado, global warming is real. You see the climate change. These tornadoes are killing everybody. We need to do something now. Like literally, if you change just a couple of words, minor words, like again, take out data, put in Bible, or take out Bible and put in data, or however you want to flip it. Literally, it's the exact same shit. It is the exact same shit. Now, again, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that global warming isn't real. That's not my argument. My argument is if you just change some words around, it's the exact same fucking message. Either we need to do something now or we're all going to die. And that's it. Like that's the fucking message. Regardless of whatever language you want to use. Either we need to stop using coal, or we need to stop doing this, or we're all going to die. Either you need to repent from your sins now, or you're all going to die. Like literally, it's that shit. It's so epic. And Theodore, I'm not actually even bashing religious people on this. I'm actually really interested in, I guess, there's a lot of people that I know of personally, that I've been friends with and I've talked to and everything. And I find it really interesting how, like, if some pastor or preacher comes out after a tornado or after a hurricane or after, just a major, say, event that happened, that is God warning people to get themselves together. And, like, these people will literally blast the shit out of them. Like, destroy them. Oh, this is bullshit. Tornadoes have been going on since the beginning of time and blah, 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 blah. I mean, like, they will bash the shit out of them. But, at the same time, if a global warming person came out and said this tornado was a result of global warming, it's like, see, y'all, we need to get ourselves together. Oh my gosh, the world is fucking going to come to an end. We're all going to die. And it's like, if you don't get it, it's the exact same fucking message. You can't reject one as being silly and stupid and oh my gosh, they're just overblowing everything, and then take the other one as, oh my god, this is real, we're all going to die. And it's just, to me, it's like, just listen to them. If you take yourself out of the equation and just look at it from a neutral standpoint, you will see that it's literally the exact same fucking message. It's just coming from two different people. One is coming from scientists, one coming from religion. One believes that what they're saying is absolute and real. Another one believes it's absolute and real. It's the same message. And I don't understand how people just completely bash one or forget about one, but take the other one as like absolute fact and, oh my goodness, we need to do this or it's all over. Let me keep going. Isn't it funny? And I hope I don't have anyone in here because I'm sure you guys are different. That's right. People would rather be wrong in a group than right as an individual. And me personally, I love philosophy. And for anyone who doesn't know what philosophy is, which I'm sure you guys do, but I'll make it sound like an idiot for a second. I'll make myself sound like an idiot because I'm telling you guys what you already know. But philosophy is just a study of people. Why they do what they do. Everything. And one of the things that I found is that a lot of people, like one of the studies that they did was, They did a study where people would rather be wrong with a group than right on their own. And I just find it extremely interesting how we have this group or pack mentality when it comes to not even just, the US, but just the world, period. And it started in probably middle school for most of us, elementary school. It really ramped up in high school. Um, I never went to an actual university or college or whatever the case may be, like on campus, so I don't know how it is in college, but I'm pretty sure it's the same fucking thing. And then it extends to the fucking workplace. It extends to work. And people would rather be wrong as long as they're a part of the group and everyone else is wrong than stand out on their own and be an individual and be right. And to me, that is a huge fucking issue. Like, we want to be different. We want to be seen as individuals. We want to be seen as different people. We want to be seen as, I guess, like, I'm my own person. But there are so many people in this fucking world that will quickly jump to one side or another so that they're not isolated and they're not, standing out from the crowd. People will buy a flashy ass car to stand out from a crowd. People will buy, a fucking $500 purse to stand out from the crowd. People will buy earrings and jewelry and put on makeup and put on dresses and all this other shit, put on a suit and all this other shit to stand out from the crowd. And exactly, conformists. They'll do all this shit to stand out from the crowd, but when it comes to having an idea or an opinion or something, majority of the people just fall right in line. And that's just fucking scary. Because to me, it's easier to control people as long as you make it known. And it may not, I'm not saying no entity is doing this, but if you have people scared to stand out from the crowd and scared to have their own opinion and scared to have their own train of thought or their way of thought, then it's easy to control the group because all you have to do is get 10 people out of the group to believe your way and the rest will just fucking follow. Again, it's like the sheep mentality. And I just don't understand how, again, a lot of people, and this is just people around me, a lot of people pride themselves on being different and being, I'm different and I'm just, whatever. But they always conform to whatever, whatever the public opinion is, whatever the public, the public train of thought is. And I guess me personally, I've always had a problem with conforming with anything because if it's stupid, then it's just fucking stupid. And I have, as you all know, I have no problem calling something stupid that is fucking stupid. But people look at me and honestly, and this is no knock on anybody anywhere, but a lot of people came to me like when I started doing all my videos and shit, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I could say things like this, and I wish I could, I wish I could word the things you word and say the things you say, but I can't say things like that." And I always thought, like, why? Like, there's a ton of people who agree with the shit that I say, and I just don't understand, like, why no one has ever said it. And I'm pretty sure some people have, but, like, why isn't this more out there? Why isn't this more public knowledge? Why isn't this more, public, just, like, in the public, period? Like, on one of my videos, which surprised the fuck out of me, but, like, one of my the videos I did on Black Lives Matter, I'm up to like 60-something thousand views, which thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for spreading the word. But I'm up to 60-something thousand views, and there's a ton of people who say, oh my gosh, I agree with everything you say. This is just amazing. I'm glad somebody is saying it. I'm glad, and it's like, to me personally, it shouldn't be individuals out here who have to say what the majority of the fucking population is thinking, and people shouldn't be scared to say what they're thinking. As I don't know, fearful of being, outcast as, oh, you're just this or you're just that, and, and just pretty much thrown to the side and shunned from, the population or shunned from society because you have the audacity to think something on your own and not agree or conform with whatever the fuck the public opinion was. And I don't understand it. I don't understand the logic of it. I don't understand the reasoning of it. And if you ever want to look at anything that's happened in the world or how people can do it, how people can just follow orders, how people can just fall in line with public opinion. I mean, think about, the whole fucking World War II with the Nazis. I'm sure on their own individually, and again, I'm not taking up for them, so please take it as that. But I'm sure on their own individually, probably 90% of those people would have never did that shit on their own. But once they got into the group and once they got it, the public opinion that this is okay. It's okay for me to kill people. It's okay for me to shoot people. It's okay for me to, to be a dick towards this person because of his race or his nationality or whatever the fuck it is. It's okay. So then they just start to conform and just realize, oh my gosh, I can do this. And it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. And honestly, I think it explains a lot as to why a lot of tragic shit happen, why a lot of bad shit happens. It's because people are afraid to jump out from the crowd. People are afraid to be the fucking rose in the thorn bush. People are afraid to just stand out and single themselves out because it's scary. It's scary to be on my own. It's scary to think on my own. It's scary. So I rather conform to what public opinion is, and everyone accept me, and I'm getting high fives from everyone, and everyone likes me, and it's like it's just bullshit. And I think the biggest problem I have with this, and I'm sorry for ragging this so long, but obviously this is an issue for me. The biggest problem that I have with this is that we teach our kids to do this shit. And then our kids just grow up and be the exact same fucking way everyone else is. And again, the world just get more and more turned into sheep, where you just go where the fucking wind blows. If the wind is blowing to the left, everyone blows to the left. The wind is blowing to the right, everyone blows to the right. And people wonder why, which I find incredible just thinking about it, why our politicians do shit like this. It's because we allow it. We accept it. Like, our politicians can't have backbones. Our politicians can't have opinions on certain things. It's because if they do, we look at them as, oh my gosh, you can't think that, because if it's not a part of public opinion, then we outcast them and we shun them. So our politician goes where the wind blows because that's what people want. Because people do the exact same shit. Sorry, let me keep going. Off the subject. Okay, I don't actually have Instagram, so okay, somebody just have to post it for me or I'll Google the shit. But I'll keep going. My personal one that I find really interesting is on food. Is it just me, or do we have no fucking idea what we're eating anymore? I mean, seriously, like, what the fuck is food now? I remember growing up, you go to the grocery store, you go into your egg, to the dairy section, you had eggs. And that's what the fuck it was. It was eggs. It wasn't cage-free. It wasn't, no hormones. It wasn't, all this other bullshit that they put in there. Free to roam, no hormones, no steroids, no this, no that, and you got to pay $500 for the fucking eggs now because apparently getting natural fresh eggs is just way too fucking expensive to make anymore. So we have all this other shit. But what the fuck happened to food? It's like, to me, it's just, I don't understand it. What in the hell happened to food? Now we have meat with pink slime in it or whatever the fuck they're putting in it. We have pork with has more antibiotics than a fucking drugstore. We have, it's just like, goddamn, can we just have food? I mean, like, can we just have food? You go, you get your fucking milk, you get your cheese. Now, you got to look at the package because you got to make sure the shit that you're buying is actually food and not some shit that they made with a fucking chemistry set. And it's ridiculous. It is absolutely fucking ridiculous. We would like to have food. Regular fucking food. Not all this makeshift bullshit that they're doing with whatever the fuck they're doing with these animals. And the shit is just like, come on, man. Goddamn. You go to the store, you buy a Twinkie. You know what the fuck you're buying. You know you're buying some absolute garbage. And that's fine. We get that. You go to the store, you buy a cupcake. You get that shit. You know you're buying some bullshit. But when you used to go buy chicken, you thought your ass was just getting fucking chicken. Not anymore. When you go buy hamburger, you figured, I'm going to get a fucking hamburger. Or I'm going to get hamburger meat to make whatever. Hamburger helper, spaghetti, whatever you're going to make. Not any fucking more. And now we have labels for every fucking thing, which I find completely hilarious. We have to label every goddamn thing because, again, we don't know what the fuck is in food anymore. And which I find completely, again, back to my one that I did earlier about the government, everyone keeps saying that we need all these, we need governments to regulate the food, but they're putting shit in there and not even telling people. So what the fuck is the point of the regulations? I don't even get it. I really don't fucking get it. And back to the government thing. I just have one more thing. I'm sorry. I just have to say this shit. Please, just bear with me. That whole thing with fucking Flint. obviously, one, it's not the only place. It really fucking isn't. But that whole thing that went down with Flint puzzles the fuck out of me. Because again, a government entity decided to get water from another location, didn't treat it correctly, and now put lead into the water where it gets completely fucked up the residents and they can't even drink their own water. And some people's logic is, see, this is why we need more government regulations. Don't you already have fucking government regulations? Didn't you already have a fucking government in place to do the fucking job and they didn't? So again, I'm not saying the government shouldn't be there, so don't take it as that. I'm not saying I'm an anarchist, so please don't take it as that, even though I am. But whatever, I'll leave that part out. I don't understand again how the government fucking fails at something and people use it as a justification as to why we should have the government. They fucked up. They allow lead to get put in the water. That was their job. You had one fucking job to do. Provide fresh water for people. You fucked up. That doesn't give you don't get a bonus for that shit. You don't get extra credit. Like, what the hell? Alright, sorry. I'm off of it. Is it just me? Or are pharmacy companies now starting to invent conditions? Like, they're just making shit up now. Now, I personally feel like that whole ADHD was fucking joke, and if you have ADHD, just, okay, fine. But again, I always felt like it was a fucking joke. I always was skeptical about it. But it just seems like now they're just creating shit just to sell you a pill for it. And that just puzzles the fuck out of me. Like, again, if we go to the whole ADHD, the one problem that I had with this whole thing is that it's attention deficit disorder or attention hyper deficit disorder. They're saying that this kid cannot pay attention to shit. Like, you can't pay attention to anything. And typically they say it's hard for a kid to pay attention when, their brain is not stimulated. So pretty much when the child is fucking bored, the child doesn't pay attention. So isn't it everybody? Like, isn't it hard to pay attention to some shit that's boring, even if you don't have ADHD? Wouldn't everybody have some form or some facet of ADHD? Is that if their brain isn't stimulated, it is hard to pay attention? And the only problem that I had with ADHD is that the way they do it is it's hard to pay attention to anything. It's hard to stay focused on anything. But there are so-called kids with ADHD who could sit down for literally 12 hours straight and play the game and know every fucking facet of the game. Every secret, every trapdoor, every, bonus, every character. Like, they can focus so much on shit that they want to focus on, but it's hard for them to focus on shit that they don't want to focus on. So to me, it sounds like it's more of a discipline issue. And I'm not saying punch a kid in the face, but it sounds like a more of a discipline issue to where the child isn't disciplined to focus on the shit that they need to focus on. Because if you have ADHD or if you have ADD, that shit shouldn't fluctuate whenever it's convenient. Like, a child shouldn't be able to go outside and play a game and literally focus on the entire game for 3 hours or 5 hours or however long the game takes. Or they shouldn't come in and, turn on PlayStation or turn on an Xbox and play that shit for 6 hours straight without even moving or budging or doing anything. Like, they're completely synced in and focused. But then they go down to do their homework and it's like, oh, my ADHD kicked in. It's like, get the fuck out of here. It's like, no. It's bullshit. And of course, they had to, think this up. And then they have to sell drugs for it. Like, they have to do drugs for it. I mean, they have to sell drugs for it. So now we have kids doped up, looking like fucking zombies because they can't focus on anything. So I guess the method to the madness is we tell you your kid is hyper. We give you drugs to calm them down. And your life is better. And my life is better because I'm getting money. And the kid's life, who gives a fuck? Because the kid can't even do anything because the kid is doped out. And we obviously, as a society, think this is acceptable. And parents think this is amazing. And I find it interesting because, and I'll just share my little mini story with this. My daughter, she is 6. She can be the most off-the-wall kid you have ever met in your life. Like, will not sit still for 15 seconds. Bouncing off the wall. Go from one thing to the next. Do this, do that. Do it, boom, boom, boom. Like, literally all over the map. And it used to drive me crazy. But I realized, and I'm thinking some parents maybe need to realize is that the easiest thing for me to do is I take her outside. It's amazing how this shit works. I mean, it's literally amazing. You take her outside, and we go to the basketball court, and we run. And yes, my fat ass get out there, and we run. We run up and down the court. We can do it for 30 minutes, we can do it for an hour. But I get it to the point where she is exhausted. And guess what? She's not bouncing off the walls anymore. She's not jumping up and down. She's not, doing this and doing that. She is calm. She is collective. She is normal. She is a normal person. And I think the problem is what happened with kids is that parents get tired of dealing with kids because they don't have time to deal with kids. So it's easier to fucking drug them than it is to deal with them. And sometimes, and I know it's hard, believe me, I can attest to this. Sometimes the right thing to do is not the easiest thing to do. Because you get home, you're tired, you just cooked dinner, or you just got off work, you just cooked dinner, you got to clean up, you got to wash clothes, you got to do whatever you need to do, and you don't have time to go outside. But guess what? It's your fucking job. The kid didn't ask to be born. You brought the kid into the world. It's your job to take care of them. And it's not your job just to drug them up because it's easier for you. It's easier for your life. It's easier for the shit that you have to deal with. It's easier for, your schedule. Fuck that shit. Be a fucking parent. Take your kid outside. Do whatever you need to do. Burn off the energy. I mean, like literally, I know some parents that trap their kids in a 8x8 room all day, and they wonder why the kid is bouncing off the walls. Because anyone would be bouncing off the fucking walls, trapped in an 8x8 room all day watching TV. Get the fuck up. Take them outside. Do something with them. Do something that stimulates their brain so their brain can calm down. Because again, they're just bouncing off the walls. They're a bag of energy. Sorry. Keep going on with the fucking pharmacy company. Is it just me? Or now are they creating pills for just being human? I mean, like, seriously. Like, you'll see commercials, and the commercials are fucking ridiculous. Like a commercial come on. Do you look older now than you looked 5 years ago? Is your body starting to age? Well, this shouldn't be happening. Come take this pill that we formulated in our lab, researched by over 50 scientists, and this pill will help you stop aging. And it's like, what? Yes, I look fucking older. That's what happens when you age. It's not a fucking secret. Yes, I'm more tired. It's because what happens when you fucking age. I don't need a fucking pill. I just need to get my fat ass up and go exercise so I won't be as tired. Yes, just everything, like the low testosterone. Like naturally, men produce lower testosterone as they get older. It's a natural fucking process. But now it shouldn't be natural. We should need to take a pill for it so we won't produce less testosterone. So now we're going to start pumping more testosterone in men who are 40 and 50 and 60 years old to see what the fuck happens. Now, obviously, we don't know the side effects yet because we haven't studied it enough, and we don't know what's going to, result from this. But hey, we'll figure that shit out after we've made $100 billion on people pumping themselves with testosterone, and we'll settle with the courts for about, $50 million, and we'll walk away with the rest of the fucking money, as it always happens in these fucking cases. Why are they making pills for people being human? People are going to age. That's what the fuck they do. People are going to get older. People are going to lose testosterone. People are going to lose energy. That's what the fuck happens. You don't need a pill for it. You really fucking don't. You can't stop. I mean, like, literally, you can't stop people from being fucking human. And that's another thing that really pisses me off when it comes to, like, pharmaceutical companies. Because, again, is it just me? Or do pharmaceutical companies make pills to, counteract stupidity? Now, the one thing that really pisses me off, and it drives me fucking crazy, is the heartburn pill. And they, if you have really bad heartburn, indigestion, whatever, obviously you can take Pepto-Bismol, but if it's beyond that, you need to take this pill that is, clinically proven to reduce heartburn. I know what else is clinically proven to reduce heartburn. Stop eating fucking greasy foods. But we can't tell people that, because that's just too much like right. I mean, it's just really too much like right. We can't tell people to, hey, let's use a little common sense. If you keep eating fucking chili dogs all day, you're gonna get fucking heartburn eventually. Here's an idea. Stop eating fucking chili dogs. Maybe grab a salad. Maybe grab something baked. They have baked shit before in the world. There are things called ovens. Yeah, not even that. Grab a deli sandwich. Ham and turkey. No fried. Ham and turkey and cheese. Eat that shit. No heartburn. It's amazing how it works. But no, we look at people and say, oh, please, eat as much of this awful, crap-ass food as all you want. And there's no need to change your diet. There's no need to change your eating habits. Only thing you need to do is just take this fucking pill and pay us $50 a month for it. And doctors prescribe this shit? I thought it was supposed to be about health. I thought we were in, not doctors. I thought doctors was in the. Oh, I guess it kind of answers my own question. I thought they were in the business to keep people healthy, but I guess the problem is they're in the business, and it is a fucking business. So I think the logical thing would be is to tell people with fucking heartburn, stop eating fucking greasy food, stop eating fucking fast food, stop eating all this crap ass food that you're eating, eat something fucking healthy, and maybe go for a fucking walk, drink some water. Magically, the heartburn will go away on its own. But I guess that's too logical for people. And it requires people to actually do something. Like, make a fucking change. Or, do something different. But we can't expect people to do that because that's too fucking logical. Simply Deep asks, is it just him, or do I think Prince's death is more like a homicide? Honestly, I'm sorry, more like a homicide, because there are too many stories about how he died. Rest in peace, Purple One. I honestly have no idea what the fuck is going on with Prince's death. I heard he died. I figured there would be, his songs on every 15 seconds, which there were. I was a huge fan of Prince. I actually love Prince. I haven't listened to his shit for a long time, so but I actually really love Prince. He was just, to me, the greatest musician ever because he was actually a musician. He played instruments. He wrote songs. He did every fucking thing. He didn't have a whole songwriting or whatever songwriting crew or anything like that. He wrote his own shit. He played his own instruments. He was truly a musician. From beginning to end, he was a true musician. China died as well. I heard about that shit. Overdose. I don't know what the fuck China. You know what? I've been so out of the loop, and I'm just telling y'all this now. I've been so fucking out of the loop. I don't know what's going on. I heard China died. I heard Prince died. The old saying is that these things normally happen in threes, so somebody else is going to die soon, which kind of sucks for someone else. But they say that it always happens in threes, so be on the lookout for someone else. But honestly, I don't know what the fuck happened with these people. Let me keep going. Is it me, or do the good people die young and the assholes live forever? Now, I mean, you can go politically, you can go, your family, you can go neighborhood, you can go work, you can go whatever. But it always seems to me like the very good people, like just think about it at your job and just take out fucking death. But at your job, the people who actually are very good at your job normally end up fucking leaving. The people who do the littlest amount of work and is always fucking late, always calling out, those fuckers will retire from that company. The people who do, again, the people who are actually good people, they are normally gone for obviously no fucking reason or no apparent reason or whatever the case may be. But assholes, they seem to live fucking forever. Like, forever. Good God. Come on. Now, I don't know how to reverse this shit, but can we get the assholes out of here first and then let the good ones, may perish a little bit later? I think that would be fair. All right, let me keep going because damn, I guess we are going to make an hour. Is it me, or do the people who get all the fucking breaks in the world aren't they the most unappreciative motherfuckers you've ever met in your life? Like, that shit annoys the fuck out of me. It really, really does. And I'm just gonna, like, at my job, there are people at my job who get literally everything you can think of. anytime there's a anytime there's a position open or anything that comes up, they like all the breaks break their way. Everything breaks their way. They can take off for 2 months and the company doesn't say shit. But if another person calls out for 15 minutes because they have to come to work 15 minutes late, then there's a written warning and we have to have a write up and there's all this shit. And it's just like all the people who seem to get the breaks are the most unappreciative motherfuckers because they always complain about every fucking thing. And it's like, goddamn, like seriously. And I understand that you really can't understand somebody's life until you walk a mile in their shoes, and I get that shit. But from what you can see from the outside, and I understand this may be a little, short-sighted, but from what you can see from the side, you can look at these people like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, seriously, if I was in your position, I would be on cloud nine. And all you do is bitch about everything that's going on in your life when, like, literally you have everything you can imagine. It's like just trade places with 99.9% of the people in this world, and they will take your place in a fucking heartbeat while you sit here and complain about, woe is me and how bad your life is. It's like, get the fuck out of here. All right, my last one. Is it me, or does now everything cause fucking cancer? If you actually look on the internet, and I've done this, and you look at different sites, everything, microwaves, cell phones, plastic bottles, your car, television rays, or sitting too close. I'm gonna say sitting too close. That makes you blind. But what is it? I guess the microwave rays from the microwave. Obviously, smoking. Eating certain foods, drinking certain beverages like soda gives you cancer. Like literally every fucking thing gives you cancer now. It would be better what they would just say, and I mean, let's be totally honest, if we were all being honest for a second, we have no fucking idea what gives you cancer. Shit just happens. Yeah, you can say cigarettes. Fine. That may be true. But for all the other shit, like there are people who don't smoke, don't drink, don't eat red meat because that gives you cancer too. Don't eat red meat, don't do all these things, and they still wind up with cancer. And then how the fuck did you get it? And I was watching this one movie or one documentary one time a while ago where this lady had stage 4 breast cancer. She was like, she all the shit that you supposedly not supposed to do, she didn't do. She didn't eat the red meat. She didn't do, drink all the bottled water and all the other shit. She's like, she was on point with everything you were supposed to do, and she still wound up with cancer. And the doctors couldn't explain how. So pretty much, from what I found when it comes to this whole cancer thing, and I'm not trying to knock anyone who has cancer because obviously it's really fucked up, but when it comes to this whole cancer thing, they have no fucking clue as to what causes cancer. So they just say everything fucking causes cancer because eventually everybody gets cancer. Well, the people who get cancer, no one has a fucking clue as to why they're getting it. Some people get it. They kind of, okay, fine. You've been smoking cigarettes since you was 12 years old. You're 47. Okay, put 2 and 2 together. You have cancer. Bam. Done. But the people who don't smoke, don't drink, don't do all these certain things, they still get fucking cancer. And they're just like, oh, well, maybe your mom had it. Maybe your great-great-great-great-great-grandmother had it. They don't fucking know. But the only problem is they can't come out and say they don't know, because if they come out and say they don't know what the fuck causes cancer and they don't know how to really fucking treat cancer without just, killing every fucking cell in the entire area, then all that money that they've been, getting and from donations and charities and raising through, walkathons and telethons and all these other fucking thons that you can think of, all that shit has started to be questionable because people are like, okay, we've donated literally millions and millions, if not billions of fucking dollars to this whole little research project that they have going, and they still don't know shit. Like, they just literally don't fucking know. So what they do is they put out a list of everything you can fucking possibly get, everything that could possibly cause cancer, which, again, is every fucking thing. I've known people who smoked for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, never got cancer in their life. They may go out and get hit by a truck and die or whatever the case may be. Come to find out, majority of the men, which I was, again, watching this whole fucking documentary on cancer and shit, which is why I thought of this. I watched this documentary a while ago about majority of the men will die with some form of prostate cancer in their body. it is what it is. I think it's like 14 out of 15 men, it would never affect them. It would just never affect them at all. But that one guy, that one person that it could affect, obviously it could fucking kill them. So what they do is they just do it as a broad brush, and just if you have prostate cancer, we're just taking it out. But you're like literally the majority of the people who died, the majority of the men who died, they're gonna have some form of cancer as far as prostate cancer. It is what it fucking is. So it seems like it's a natural process. It's a natural thing that is just fucking happening. And again, 14 out of the 15 men that this is in, it will never have any implications of their life at all. It'll just be fucking there. It'll still be cancerous, but it'll be there, just lying dormant, waiting to ride your motorcycle off a cliff and die. So again, if all this shit came out, and like literally they was telling you, okay, you're going to have some form of cancer, but it may not affect you. You may get cancer, but we're not going to have any fucking idea why you got cancer. So we're just going to label everything as cancerous. And please send your check to, Save the Cancer Patient Foundation. $44.95, please. You're going to be like, well, fuck you. You don't know anything. What the fuck am I sending you money for? Like literally, they haven't discovered any fucking thing new. I mean, every commercial I see, we're one step closer to, curing leukemia. We're one step closer to curing blood cancer. We're one step closer. No, the fuck you're not. You've been one step closer for the last 30 fucking years. When are we taking this step? How about stop fucking stepping? How about run? Because people are dying while you are supposedly getting one step closer. Fuck that. Start running. Expedite this shit. As much money as we've thrown at cancer, you would figure they would have some kind of fucking solution to beating cancer, as opposed to just saying, okay, you have cancer in this particular region of your body. We're going to shoot so much radiation at you that we're just going to kill every cell in this fucking area. So that's our cure. We're just going to kill every cell in this area. You're going to feel like shit for about a year or two. You're going to go through absolute hell. And then the radiation that we're going to pump into you actually may give you cancer. And then the drugs that we're going to give you to make sure that you fight this off, these drugs may give you cancer. So literally, that's our treatment plan. Our treatment plan is to kill every cell in the area and then pump you with pills that may give you fucking cancer. But again, they can't say this shit, because if they were, what would majority of people say? Fuck you and your donation. Are you serious? What am I giving you money for? You know nothing. Your plan is to just, pretty much microwave the fucking person. And then after that's all said and done, you want to give them fucking pills that may or may not give them cancer again. So we're in a fucking, circle. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just the one who views it this way. Alright, man. I actually made it in on time. I should plan this shit more often. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, thanks for all the comments. Thanks for everybody showing up. You can get cancer from beating your meat too much. Hey, but that's not even funny. I don't even, let's start here. That seems very fishy. Now, I'm not a masturbator, but I do find it interesting how now you can't even masturbate without getting cancer. That is just uncalled for. I'm gonna need you to take that back, Tiger. That's inappropriate. Even we can't talk about that shit in the church. That is just completely inappropriate. And to me, yeah, it might be genetics. To be flat honest, it might be genetics. It just might be our body saying, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm done. People have to remember, our life expectancy not that long ago was not that fucking high. And we have been pushing it more and more. We have been pumping ourselves with more and more chemicals and all this other kind of shit. So, obviously, our body is going to change for sometimes the better, sometimes the fucking worse. And cancer may just be a byproduct of all the other shit that we're doing. Living longer. Eating more fucking foods that is not actually fucking food. Just some kind of, concoction that was put together in a laboratory by 3 midgets. No, I'm joking. But it's just, I guess I don't know how to say it, but I guess to say it is that no one fucking knows. And by the time we find out, it may be 100 years from now where they may be like, oh, well, come to find out all the fucking sugar that we were putting in certain foods was causing our cells to just go fucking ape shit. And people who ate excess sugar or had just sugar once and their cells, mutated to it or whatever the case may be, voila, fucking cancer. Apparently, you can't even go out in the fucking sun because you get skin cancer. Like, what the hell? You can't even go outside anymore? You just can't do shit. All right, man. Seriously, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for everything. This was actually really fun. It was really straightforward. Sorry I couldn't get a comment on a lot of your comments tonight. I actually had a plan and I kind of stuck to it, so it went well. Hopefully I can have some music next time. If not, then you just have to hear me do shit again for the first 5 minutes until I can get music on. But seriously, everybody, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you for showing up tonight. This is St. Patrick. I'm out.